What is up? My name is Ben. I'm the SXE Beast, and today's video is going to be about something that is very near and dear to my heart for no particular reason. Hell, maybe it's the fact that I like to talk about penis so much, but today I wanted to talk to you guys very briefly about the civil rights movement of this generation. So essentially, what's bringing this video about is today when I record this, or yesterday when you guys see this video, my favorite MC, Macklemore, put out a song called Same Love, and it is about the current civil rights movement of homosexuals in the United States of America. And I have no real reason to be super involved in the homosexual rights campaign, I guess you could say. Like, I don't know many homosexual people. There aren't any homosexual people involved in my life. Like, I don't have a sister or a brother or a really close friend that I am aware of being homosexual. However, I'm sitting here as a unbiased bystander who's sitting down and looking at things subjectively. And you guys know that I have a problem with religious zealots. I don't have a problem with somebody who's like, oh yeah, I believe in this, I believe in that, whatever. Believe what you want, I believe this is what's up. I have no problem with that. I have no problem with Christians, people who, are Jewish, anything like that, Islam, whatever the hell it is, any specific religion that you abide by, Buddhism, whatever it is, I'm fine with that. As long as you accept alternate ways of thinking, and as long as you're able to understand things outside of what you know and were brought up in. So with that being said, my problem is with all these people, for instance, who hate on homosexuals because God doesn't hate gays, he just hates the reason they do what they do. Which is disgusting to me, because every single thing that a religious individual who fights against homosexuality says is 100% and utterly fallacious. And if you don't know what that word means, you need to type in fallacious definition on Google and educate yourself. Because everybody's like, oh, God doesn't hate homosexuals. He just hates the sin of laying with another male or with another female, depending on the gender. I'm messing up every word I want to say. I almost said genre instead of gender. And that's just entirely bullshit to me. I mean, for instance, in other conversations, you say God doesn't make mistakes. God makes everything and everyone just the way they are. Yet you completely make this just exception. You completely negate that statement whenever you're talking about homosexuality, because what I've come to realize is people who don't approve of something, people who are fighting something that they don't understand, are people who are afraid of it. People are afraid of homosexuality for some reason, and it really makes no sense. Because I mean, I've met people who were like just another one of the guys. They're cool guys. Like, I remember in school, there was this guy who would occasionally come and hang out with me. In one of my old groups I used to hang out with, not really my current ensemble of people that I talked to, but earlier, my freshman and sophomore year, he would come by. We would talk a little bit. He was a cool dude, just seemed like one of the guys. And one day I was like, dude, look at that girl. And he was just like, yeah, she's cute. I'm like, cute? She's fucking gorgeous. He's like, yeah, but I'm not into that. And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, oh, dude, I'm gay. He's just your average dude. He played football. He watched all sorts of sports. He was into the same music that I was. He hung out with all the same people that I did. He was into pretty much everything that I was into. He just so happened to be gay. There's nothing threatening about homosexuals. Even if you're a flamboyant homosexual, look at what they do. They are, for the most part, very stylish, very clean, very polite people. They're often really good on money, and they usually have their shit together, which I'm saying is a stereotype, but it's a good stereotype. A more or less say, it's like being Jewish. It's like, huh, he's Jewish. It's like, he's funny and good with money? So, that's awesome. I wish I was Jewish. It's like there's no negative stereotype. And vilifying somebody who's homosexual is like you walking up to me and saying that God loves me but hates the decisions I make because my palate is more well-receiving to Pepsi than Coca-Cola. It's completely and utterly irrational and just idiotic. If you do not support gay rights, whether or not you approve of their lifestyle, you are undoubtedly, undeniably an idiot. And that's coming from somebody who believes that it's literally impossible to be intelligent without the ability to maintain a level of skepticism to accept the possibility of you being wrong. if a guy who accepts the fact that every single thing he knows, I accept that this world that I live in could be a figment of mine or your imagination, and I'm just a figment of your imagination in the midst of this gigantic creation inside somebody's head. I'm perfectly okay with admitting that I don't even exist for all I know, because there's no real rational information to prove that I don't, or I do. For instance, every single thing, it's a two-sided coin. Like, for instance, you can say, oh, God created all there is and there was. I'm like, okay, but if there's literally nothing in existence, then how did God get there? Obviously somebody had to create God. There's just not something from nothing. And I also believe in, not the exact Big Bang theory, but I approve of the idea because it's somewhat logical. But if a chemical reaction starts a chain of events that creates everything that's here, from nothing, how did said chemicals exist if there's nothing in existence? There's all sorts of questions that you can arise. Like, for instance, if you guys watch the first Men in Black movie, at the end where the guy shows, or not the guy, the alien, at the very end of the movie, our entire universe was a marble in like a gigantic collection of that big old extraterrestrial looking giraffe octopus looking thing, you know? I'm perfectly fine accepting that. However, it's all these small things. For instance, you're taking away civil rights and liberties from people who, upon birth in this country, are citizens and abide by all the same criteria that everybody else does, and therefore has the exact same rights. Yet because they are born with one preference to another, you turn them into second-class citizens. It's literally the exact same thing as forbidding interracial marriage in, you know, the 40s, 50s, etc. Or even before that. I don't remember. I'm horrible with dates, but, you know, back when, you know, you're going through the African-American civil rights movement, it's the exact same thing. It's absolutely, undeniably stupid. You don't choose to be gay. Just saying. So go ahead and check out that song from Macklemore, Same Love. It's a great song. And other than that, I don't really have anything else to say. That's just something I wanted to talk about. I'm trying to get back in the process of making videos. So I hope you guys have a good day. Stay shiny.